Hello, my dear viewers, and welcome once again to another show of Deeper Conversations. I'm truly excited to have you on air, to have you join me on this show that shares talk that builds and talk that empowers. I'm your host, Zipporah Gachuche. And today we have one very interesting fellow. Glad to have him on this show today. Thank you, John, for coming on the show. And we start with you by introducing yourself.
Hi, thank you for having me on the show. My name is Chef John Karungu, and I'm a father and a loving husband to Lucy Nyambura. I'm a chef, and I'll call myself international, but I always keep it local. And we are here to talk about the journey of me and how I can encourage people and move out from the cocoon they are in.
Yes.
And see there's a bigger purpose they have been made for.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, John. And welcome to the show. So maybe we can start by you sharing your journey.
Yep.
How you have come to the point where you are an international chef. I think many times we take the aspect of food for granted. We do not know, and many of us have never even maybe considered that food, just food, this thing we do every day, can be something that can take you to international levels and inspiring and impacting people's lives all over the world. So kindly share with us the journey that you have walked to where you are.
Well, my journey has been quite interesting, and it all began, let me talk about the career wise, because this is somewhere it began.
Yes.
The career only began in 2003. Yeah, and probably later we'll touch on where it really began, where the passion really started. And my journey began in 2003 when I started in Nairobi Serena Hotel. That is where they gave me the tools. They gave me the foundation.
Yeah.
And I will forever give them
Yes, grateful.
So, and I had great chefs who have always stood by me.
Yeah.
And that would go to Chef Archie, who has been inspiration up to this time. Chef Simon Afuya, who showed me everything from preparation to having the final presentation and having the best quality. So Simon Afuya was really instrumental in my journey. And other chefs like Ashton Muthai. Ashton Muthai would put me in the light. Like you can't work in just a potato, peeling potatoes. You need
behind the scenes.
Done with that, you need to come. People need to see what you're doing, because he could see potential. I could not see it, but he could see it. So sometimes we may never know what we have, and people will point us to the right direction. That's why actually we have coaches who direct us in where we need to be for us to be successful. So as I started my career in 2003, I had this greater vision of I don't want to be in a space that, back then the thinking mentality of our parents was you can work until you retire,
yes,
being here,
yes,
and you'll
in
go
one
to the
spot.
ranks here.
Yeah.
But for me, I didn't find that as an experience to me. The best experience I would say was 2 years later, I took the leap of faith and I said, I'm going to Dubai and see what that can offer. Eventually, I've been able to work in establishment as part of the pre-opening teams for restaurants, different restaurants, because I was there for about 12 years.
Oh wow!
So you can see you can have a feel of how many ingredients I came in contact with.
Yeah.
Actually, that is the journey. Being in one place is not the experience. As a chef, the best experience is coming across so many ingredients, such that if you're giving any ingredients, at least you make up something beautiful.
You know, 5 different, 10 different ways
yes.
to work with it.
So that is what I call experience, and that is why I've never stopped traveling because I want to see the world. You
Yeah.
know, the beauty also about a chef, you can be able to travel around the world
Yeah.
as you're doing whatever you love doing. So after 12 years in Dubai, I did quite a few openings for different restaurants. So when it comes to kitchen setup, I have the strength, I've been tested, I've been tried.
Wow.
So developing recipes, I've been tested, I've been tried.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
when I talk about that, I talk with a lot of passion.
Yeah.
because, you know, it excites me. Yeah. And after 12 years, I decided to come back home. Let me bring whatever I've learned outside there
Yeah.
and come and teach the people here.
Yeah.
I've been able to mentor chefs, and I've seen chefs grow.
Wow.
And I'm really proud when I see somebody moving from dishwasher to, I'll talk of this one particular
Yes, please.
chef.
Yeah. Give
it's
us an
called-
example.
I can give you a couple of examples, but
Give us one.
people I've worked with, and really, I'll mention two.
Okay.
Ibra is one of chefs, I've seen them grow, and like Gordon Ramsay, he says, let me share the palate, the taste, the experience
Yeah.
with other chefs. And this is what I did with Ibra. When I met him way back in 2017, I've worked with him until this day. When I'm doing my caterings, he's actually the one who's manning my catering company now. So but he works for me as a part-time, but he works for Samaki. Great place to be. Yeah.
Somewhere. Okay.
Yeah.
I know the place.
So when I see encouragement from such a person who has the will and who has faced the arena, this is my space and I'm going to conquer, it gives me so much.
That's powerful.
It gives me so much joy.
Yeah, that's powerful.
You know, even to sit down and thank God. God, this gift you gave me is just not for me.
Yeah.
Let me now start, is it called aspiring? Is it called
Inspiring.
Inspiring, yeah. Kizungu ilikuja na meli. Inspiring other
Ili
people.
tukuta.
Yeah. And that's one example, and he's doing good so far. I met this other Joseph. Joseph, I met him when he was working in Roysambu in Kibanda somewhere. And we worked with him slowly. He worked with me in Golden Chef. Golden Chef is a catering company, but today I'm here to just talk about inspiration.
Yes.
Yeah, and I saw him move from the Kibanda setup and going to a cafe bistro somewhere here in town, somewhere in Upper Hill. And one time he came and told me he visited an office somewhere, and he was looking forward to go to join the cruise ship. And it happens in this life. It's what it is. You can't control. And he was told that no, you have to work in a 5-star hotel, then you can come and visit us.
This was during the interview process.
Yes.
Oh wow.
Like
so he was automatically disqualified.
He was disqualified. But I told him, Joseph, the skill you're learning where you are now.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Even if you're not going to go to that place, you're becoming you're equipping yourself more.
It is what will guide you to that level you're looking for.
And I always say the first years of your culinary, there are years where you are a sponge, you are absorbing, you're just absorbing, and take it as that one moment that it's your time to absorb. And then one time he just told me, Jeff, I've come across this advertisement in on TikTok. So this social media has power.
Yes. On TikTok?
Yeah, on TikTok.
Wow.
You can be busy scrolling. I always say God gives
That's amazing.
time. Everybody has 24 hours.
Yes.
What are you doing
what
with
you
your
do
time?
with it
What are you doing
is now
with
your
time?
personal choice.
Yeah, so
wow.
When he saw that, he just did a random application. And you know, when God has given you a gift, nobody can, if you're meant to be in a certain space, somehow God will work his way and he'll put you in that space.
If you're Joseph the dreamer, you will dream, whether in the pit, wherever.
He just surprised me one day. He said, Chef, I've been called for an interview. So, because I was already the cruise ship, so I started mentoring him. These are the kind of questions you're going to meet. When you hear things about never reinvent the wheel, actually they just ask the similar kind of questions in every, if you want to become a chef. Those are the kind of questions they're always asking. So I mentored him slowly. Yeah, I prepared him slowly, and his time came for him to go for his visa interview. He passed it, and
Wow.
they just told him, we have to review your papers and see if you're given the genuine.
Yes,
like,
whatever you told us
Yeah.
is the truth.
Yeah. About 10 days later, he had his visa. And you know, the best news about, he's coming for his vacation this June.
Wow.
So actually somebody, if you had a chance, get him on the show so that he can, I always say, you need to pass the mantle to
It's
somebody
true.
else. So wherever he is, it's his time now to pass the mantle to somebody else. And this second chef, very interesting person.
Yes.
Very willing to learn. And what I've learned in this industry, you have to be willing to learn. You have to relearn
Yeah.
whatever you
Oh, wow.
learned so that you can progress. But if you take that I know everything, then there's a limitation you're putting on yourself. So with Joseph, he started from Akibanda. Very interesting story. Somewhere in Roysambu. And he had the will to learn. He wanted to be a chef because that's what he studied for. And eventually he moved from the Kibanda. He went to work in a cafe bistro somewhere in town. And his journey, when he just joined Cafe Bistro, he heard about the cruise ship jobs. And he went to a certain agency. I wouldn't want to mention the name. But they told him, since you do not have a 5-star experience, then get that one, then come back to us.
So what they were telling him is that you are automatically...
You're not qualified.
Yeah.
I always say, man can never put, it's only God who can
Put a full stop.
Yes, man is only
Can only
putting
put
a
a
comma.
comma.
Yeah,
I love
and
that.
move on. Yeah.
Yes.
So what happened? I talked to Joseph and I told him, don't get discouraged.
Yeah.
Remember that you're in your first years of your culinary experience, and I always say, not even 5 or 10 years, about 15 years, are you absorbing? You're a sponge. You're absorbing information. So wherever you are, it's a space that God has given you a chance to begin from.
Yeah.
Do not despise that beginning.
Wow.
So eventually one time he came and told me, Chef, I've seen an advertisement on TikTok. Again, social media is a powerful tool.
TikTok.
And how you use your time,
Yes.
it's really entirely up to you.
TikTok, the same one we go for funny jokes.
Yes.
And
he got his
that
job
is where
from,
he got
yes,
his breakthrough.
yes.
Oh, wow.
So and from that moment I held his hand and told him the kind of questions the chefs will ask, because I've been in the industry. I had done the interviews before, and I also got my job from online. It was not any
connection.
Yeah,
and
it is the time that you invest. You really need, people need to understand the importance of time. However,
how you use it.
how you're using it, you know, in school I remember teachers used to say there's time for everything.
Yes.
And then also when you go to the Bible, there's a time and season for everything.
For everything, yes.
So at the end of the day, we go down to how are you using your time. So
and that is a personal decision.
it is always a personal decision. Yeah, wherever you're at, if you choose to keep complaining,
Yes.
whatever position you're at, you're choosing.
It is a personal choice.
You're choosing. If you're complaining and you're not doing anything you're
about
still
it.
choosing that. So
Powerful.
yeah.
Okay.
So when Joseph he told me he got his visa, I was quite excited for him, and now the experience I'm taking him through is ship life is hard.
So the TikTok actually came through
Yes.
with
now
a job
Yes.
on a cruise ship.
yes, and he's coming back for his first vacation this coming June.
Okay.
And I think he needs to mentor somebody else. And
Yes.
if I could ask you, give him a
Yes,
chance
yes,
to come,
definitely.
because we need to pass this mantle to somebody else.
Yeah, that's a powerful story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you see this, you start. What are the thoughts that you have? I can read shortly from a book of Proverbs. Proverbs chapter 13. I keep my journals, by the way. I love keeping journals. And
Even
when
the
you talk
Bible encourages us
Yeah.
to write
that's
the
Habakkuk
vision.
2:2.
Thank you.
Yeah. In the journals is I'll read from a book called Proverbs chapter 13 verse 2. Man shall eat good of the fruits of the mouth, of his mouth. So we should be hypertensional about the thoughts we think and the words we say to ourselves. When you talk about imagination, when you're writing down your vision, there's that imagination that you're already seeing it in your mind
Yeah.
before it comes to in front of your eyes. And if you listen to an author called Myron Golden, he talks about the 4 levels of success. And one of the lessons will be you start from is the implementation. Implementation is when you talk about time, what are you doing with your time? Are you implementing? Are you going out to source for the information? It requires your muscle.
So are you putting in energy
You have to put in
into
energy.
what you are imagining and
Yeah.
what you're thinking about?
Yeah.
Are you sowing the seeds into that?
Yes, you need to do that. And you see, there's a vision you wrote down.
Yes. Yeah.
That vision that you meditate on it every day and night.
Yeah,
Because if you do not, it evaporates.
And even the meditation is also
Yeah.
a seed or pouring into or watering the vision.
Yes.
Okay.
So the power of imagination is
Yeah.
even when God said, "Let's create man." When God says, "Let us create,"
Yes.
that means there was a unification. There was collectiveness.
Yes.
Of some sort.
An agreement.
Yeah, of some sort.
Yeah.
In our own image, so that with that image, you've been given the power to any imagination comes out of
Ah.
it's for you actually. It's to build you, and to whatever that you build, it will prosper you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Finding your purpose. So now what I'm doing with Joseph is I encourage him. I've seen people coming into the cruise ship industry and they give up.
It's tough.
Yes, it's tough. It's not easy. As much as you're traveling all over the world, it's still tough. Yeah, but the good thing, what do you want to dwell on? Whatever you focus on is what grows.
Yes. Whatever you water is what grows.
Yeah, that will what is good. If you think about hard, you will quit.
Yeah.
That's the most likely thing that will happen. But if you think about your family, why are you there? You're there for
Yeah.
your family. Why are you there? You're going there to build your dream. Because everybody has a dream they want to build. So the moment you know what you're doing there, then you'll be
more focused.
Yeah, focus. And also people are there to belittle you. You've just come, this thing of where you've come from. You
Yes.
can get the aspect.
Yes.
I mean, what do you even know? But I always say, God is so powerful. The God that we serve is so powerful, because whatever place, when Joseph was in that kibanda, he was being molded. For him to be where he is,
Humble beginnings.
where he is now.
Cannot even compare.
Yeah,
with
God
the
was
kibanda.
when people are questioning you where
what
you've come from,
yeah.
but you do not know the God who has been molding me.
telling
What has He been doing to me?
Amen.
And we are taking those positions.
Amen.
I say this from the most humble place. In the cruise ship, I'm a sous chef. As sous chef, you are in the galley, you are third in command. in the entire fleet. Not in the entire fleet, but in the galley sector. Like there's executive chef, there's executive sous chef. Now I come in as a sous chef. So, do you think
it's a very senior
position?
Yes.
Do you think people are excited to see you have come from an African country to? How does that happen? But you do not know my journey.
Yeah. And at that point, really.
And I do not have any obligation to tell you, to explain me to you.
Yes.
Yeah, it had sweat, blood, tormentation, tears, you know, being away, you know, the sacrifice of being away from family.
For so long.
Yes. And I cannot
and still remaining focused.
Yes, I cannot. And you know what? I will leave this place. I'll be the first African Kenyan chef.
I love it.
As executive chef in the ship.
I love it.
Yeah. So
we'll take a short break. John, your story is powerful. I love the wisdom that is coming through. I love, you know, the journey of mentorship. So we'll take a short break, and we can come back and go, you know, just open up that conversation deeper and even get more insights, get more wisdom. Welcome back, dear viewer. We are on the show Deeper Conversations, and today's show, quite an impactful one. John speaks to us about his journey from very humble beginnings to being an international sous chef. John, that is where we were. Now you also need to explain to us, the rest of us who do not understand what a sous chef is. But before we even get there, I have really, you know, as you were speaking, and I am seeing your journey, because all along, one of the greatest strengths of your journey was that you had very good mentors along the way.
Yes.
Mentors who and you have also become one.
Yes.
Mentors who encouraged you, mentors who saw the light in you, did not put it off, but encouraged you, go to the front, don't stay behind here, peeling potatoes and washing dishes. They saw what is in you, they saw your potential, and out of their own free will, put you out there and, you know, encouraged you to step out and see now where you are. And you have also passed on the mantle. Now you're passing it on, and you're having, you know, chefs whom you have mentored, worked with from the very humble beginnings of where maybe, you know, nobody would even have thought to even ask who they are, or, you know, from a kibanda. And now they're serving international guests on cruise ships.
Yes.
So let's now get back to that I had to capture.
Yes.
So now we get back to the conversation, where we now, you know, the journey that you have walked, the price that you have paid, which is very high.
Yes.
You know, where your family also has had to be with you in this journey, because they're also paying a price.
True. Yeah.
To the point now where you have come to be a sous chef on an international cruise ship.
Yes.
Now, first of all, break down what that is and the magnitude it carries. What is a sous chef? And are you just, because now we know you as Kenyan, your hours here, so is it mokimo and fish you're cooking, and but now that you're in an international setting, does that require you to be, you know, broad in the kind of menus you deal with, and where, you know, how do you?
Okay. I'll first start answering the question in two parts. How the journey started, not the career. The journey started.
Yes.
And then now, after that, I'll mention now the classes of the chefs.
Okay.
So I grew up from Eastlands. This one. Do not represent.
Thank you.
So, I remember when I was sometime, I think class 5, and you know, God will always create a situation that you never know that is the pathway to your journey.
At that point in time.
Yes. And we we used to call them house girls, house managers now.
Yes, yes.
And that time would stay with one for a very long time. So this one time, my mother was a teacher, my dad was a car dealer. And my late dad, may his soul rest in peace.
Amen.
Great mentor.
Amen.
Yes. The house girl decided he doesn't want to work
She's
anymore.
done.
Yeah. And mom can never miss to go to school.
Of course.
I was in class 5 and I had other siblings, and my younger sister, Lillian, was, I think, in nursery. Mom would tell me, because we don't have a choice and I cannot miss to go to school, wewe ndio utabaki nyumbani and just take care of the normal stuff. Don't, because she understood that I can't handle things, house
the
chores,
level.
yeah. But when she would come home, nimeng'ang'ana nimefua nguo, nimeng'ang'ana nimepika food, and this particular moment, I decided this today I'm cooking chapos. I was in class 5, remember?
Oh, wow.
They were tough. My dad was like, ni ngumu lakini ndakula.
Nitakula. At class 5.
Yes. So that coming Sunday, you remember Sunday was days of after church mnakuja around because it's a chapo day.
Yes,
so
it was almost a ritual.
Yeah. So my mother said, come and sit next to me so that you can see how I'm making it.
Because she realized now the passion is for a standard 5 to actually
Cook.
You didn't even try rice, which is easier.
Me, I went head on.
You went for chapatis, which are...
For chapos.
So she decided this one, let me help him now do it right.
Yeah, to understand. So you see, those are things, they were being put in me, but I did not understand.
Yes, the journey you were going.
And then one time, and I have this, but I never talk about it. I don't like talking about limitations.
Yes, yes.
But my elder brother Edward had taken me to hospital and my dad used to work selling cars there near Jivanji Gardens. And this particular day after the medical checkup, my brother told me, let's go to his house in Ngara. So we walked from town to Ngara. He made some other serious pork and rice I've never forgotten to this day. So those are things that I kept and made them to be the seed of, I knew from there what I wanted to do.
They were watering something in you, even when you did not know.
Yes. So when I was finishing my high school, I knew I'm going to do, I'm going to become a chef.
You had now come to love food and the art of cooking.
Yes. And after the training, college training, so I got in, now I get to the classes of chefs. You go in Kenya, they call them assistant cooks, I think, or cook. I can't remember. But you start from a Comi 3. I started like a Comi 3 in Serena. But as career went on, progress, it comes with experience. I was able to move to Comi 2, Comi 1, chef de partie, now sous chef, until when I came back in Kenya, I was heading as head chef in quite a few restaurants.
So, going back a bit, this whole journey started from, I don't want to call it a family altar, but your whole experience started being shaped from the home.
Yes.
Where your mom became a support system, your brother became a support, you know, you were watching, and that is where the aspect of cooking was being formed within you.
Yes.
From the home.
From the home.
And I love that so much because it is the one thing I keep emphasizing, that the family space becomes a very important and impactful place for whoever, molding a career, molding even the courage to step out, you see, because the lives we are living in today can be quite hectic.
True.
Very busy. And people get disoriented, where now what your mom was doing at that time is renegated to other you know, not even members of the family,
Yes.
but people who just come.
Yeah.
Maybe the friendship, the union you had with your brother, the walking together, the journey of life,
Yeah.
and along you get to, you know, to see his cooking
Yeah.
and to love it, and you know, so that becomes a very important space
Yeah.
in molding
No.
a person, their career, their whoever they become.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And adding on to that, when I talked about people can see what you don't see. Think about it this way. While I had an elder sister, and I had another brother who was like a year behind me. Why would she, you know,
Your mom,
choose John? You're the one who's gonna do this. Then somehow I cannot demystify that, but people will be appointed,
Yeah.
you know, to guide you to the next step.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you may never see the step, but people will be placed to guide you to the next step. Talk about mentorship.
Yeah.
Mentorship, people see you, and that's why they will tell you, move from this place, come up to this place.
Yes, yes, yes.
So I truly believe, as part of the levels I was talking about unification, also God will put for you people to be with you. You know, the moment you said 2 or 3 are gathered in His name, your greatest vision, the moment you ask, you know, people don't have it because they ask not for it.
Yes.
Yeah. The moment you have that vision, and then you're always praying about it. This is what I want to. This is what, and thanking God for every place that He's put you. Because in this journey, every place you're in is a story on itself. You may not see the story now, but you'll be able to see the story much later.
It is joining up to something bigger.
Yeah. So basically, we need to not take this life for granted, because the purpose we have, and don't take anything that you're learning at that moment. It can be you're learning in the hard way, but it is a lesson for you to make you stronger eventually.
So the attitude you handle it with is also very important.
Yes.
Because it can be a situation maybe that feels tough, feels unfair, but the way you describe it, for as long as you understand there is a bigger picture that you may not understand now, and sometimes God in His infinite wisdom may not reveal to you the bigger picture now. You may not even be able to handle it. But then how you handle every situation, including what may feel or sound negative, also determines what then you get out of the situation. I think for you, that is what has happened, because there have been circumstances, like now where you've had to be away from your family, or where now, your mom decides there are other children in the house. I mean, I stand in between. Pick the older one or the one me. But you took it, and you took it a stride further, and you decided, even I'll try this, I'll try that. You ended up with hard chapatis, tough chapatis, and now see where you are. So I think the attitude really.
Yeah, and when you talk of attitude, when I was starting my career in Nairobi Serena, it started off as an internship. Yeah, that was 3 months internship, but after the internship I would go to the HR, Mrs. Kemata. I remember her very well.
You still remember her name?
I would go to her, and I know I've finished my, but I'm not asking for any pay. I just want to build myself. And you see the backing of the chefs that I had.
Yes.
We want, because also it was about hard work that I was putting in the kitchen. So it was, I think, God's favor. She accepted they were pushing for me to be accepted. So I literally worked for 9 months, no pay. Yeah, the pay started after the 9th month. That's when I got employed at Serena.
Now, talk to us about this briefly, the sous chef. The level, because now you're a sous chef at an international level. Talk to us briefly about that as we wind down. First, let me talk about how I got that job.
I got into allcruisejobs.com. That is where I got this agency, Navis. It's under that, allcruisejobs.com. And they connected me now to the cruise ship, Carnival Cruise.
Okay.
And once we were having the conversation with the chef, you know, they're asking you about your career experience. Now they can be able to tell you where you're going to start. And you know, a sous chef position in the cruise ship is a very high position, and it requires a lot of experience because the system in the sea is different from land-based jobs. So what they told me, you're going to come in as a sous chef for staff, so that you can be able to learn, you know, you can be able to learn how the system works.
Yes.
You know, if you look at it, people in the ship would demean that.
Yeah.
But for me,
I came all the way.
Yeah. But for me, I'm like, I've been given international assistance.
Yeah.
To run the
a
crew
soft
mess.
landing.
Yeah, crew mess. You know.
Yeah. Again,
how
how
much
you process it.
responsibility you've been given.
Yeah.
Then if you fail in the responsibility, I mean, God has given you the chance.
The door opened.
Yeah.
It's what you did with it.
Yeah. So I have 14 chefs. We are doing international food for African, Filipino, Indians, like all this community, Asian community, and you have to keep them satisfied. So I'm in a space where now I'm moving from that. I remember when I just came for vacation, on LinkedIn, I update my profiles. I always say power of social media is powerful. With the updates I do on my LinkedIn page, certain other company reached out, the HR. I see you're working for this company as a sous chef. You also have an opportunity. Would you be interested?
Yeah. Wow.
So with this time, the training I've been going through was learning the STCW.
Yeah.
I had to go to Bandari to learn, you know, they call it the personal survival techniques. You have to learn how to put a fire, using different extinguishers, you know, diving from the high board with the floaters.
So you're constantly equipping yourself for the next level.
Yes. And again, these are skills. First aid. You know, people take it a very simple skill.
Yes.
But I remember one teacher mentioned just joining St. John Ambulance as a first aider. You can grow and grow. It has no limits. And if you're looking
knowledge has no limit.
Yeah. If you're looking for these nursing jobs abroad, you can start from the St. John Ambulance training.
See that.
Yeah. So I'm talking from an aspect of wherever you are, you can find something. If you're not getting employment in the hotel, there are many catering companies, there are many events companies who are always looking for. These are venues you can get into.
Yes,
yeah.
And
as
put it in your CV.
I can give you big stories of the owner of Big Mitch, an events company where he started as a security man. Now he's the owner of Big Mitch.
Amazing.
Yeah. And it's just starting from somewhere in a different events company. So these limitations we put on ourselves, I think
it becomes the beginning of the end.
Yeah, it's a hard time. You go back to you call it the altar.
Yes.
Go back to your space. If it's your home, your space, and really think, what do I want for my life? Yeah, and the moment you get that, then you're forming a powerful place for you to strive from, to thrive from.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So now, simply because we've run out of time.
Yeah.
Not because we've run out of talk.
Yeah.
What would be your parting shot? As you also give us, I'm sure there are those who would want to reach out to you for more inspiration, for, you know, guidance.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy that you're open to, you know, passing on the mantle and, you know, being an inspiration even to others who come behind us.
Yeah.
So what would be your parting shot?
Parting shot would come from the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 9 verse 11.
Ecclesiastes
chapter 9 verse 11. You can do that for us, if you don't mind.
So it says, Ecclesiastes 9 verse 11, and it says, I returned and saw under the sun that the race is not to the swift, nor the battle to the strong, nor bread to the wise, nor riches to those of understanding, nor favor to men of ability, but time and chance happens to them all.
Yes.
Powerful.
Just process that for a few seconds, and
Time and chance happens to us all.
everyone. God has given you the imagination. Now take time on your imagination and find what you need to be. My parting shot.
Look back inward.
Yeah, it has to be from within, then it will come out outward.
The time, the chance,
Yeah.
just as it has been given to somebody else.
Yes.
We'll need to wind up the show.
Yeah.
Not because we have run out of words, and we'd want to hear what would be your parting shot.
It was such an interesting conversation.
Yes, definitely.
And my parting shot would be from the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 9 verse 11. You can kindly share with
Okay.
us how it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ecclesiastes
Chapter
9
verse 11.
verse 11.
Yeah.
Okay. I returned and saw under the sun that the race is not to the swift,
Yes.
nor the battle to the strong, nor bread to the wise, nor riches to those of understanding, nor favor to men of ability.
Yeah.
But time and chance
Yeah.
happens to them all. Wow.
Yeah. And
Talk to us about that.
from that, you can see everything is about time. How are you spending your time? And remember, in this time, there are hard times.
Yeah.
You'll be beaten down. You fall once, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. On the 8th time, you have
Is
to
when you
rise.
rise up.
Yeah,
Yes.
and a famous quote from Les Brown, he says that, he keeps saying that you better be prepared and the opportunity does not come.
It is better to be
It is better to be prepared and the opportunity doesn't come, rather than you are not prepared and the opportunity
and the
comes.
opportunity comes.
Yeah, find your purpose.
That's
God
powerful.
has built you for a purpose.
So, because even for you now, the journey,
Yeah.
there has been a lot of time that has just been about preparation.
Yes.
You encountered different spaces when you were in Dubai.
Yes.
You touched this, you came across and interacted with, like you say, many ingredients.
Yes.
For some of us, food is just food. For you, an ingredient is an opportunity to,
I need to do something with it.
to be creative.
I have to be creative with it.
I like that.
Yeah.
So, and all that time has been preparation time.
Yes.
And even now, still where you are,
Yeah.
you are still equipping yourself, because now the next level again opens,
Yeah.
and then again now you're preparing yourself for the
Yes.
next.
Mhm.
I love it. And like you have shared, every time, every moment that you have, use it wisely, whatever you do with it.
Yes.
Because there are like social media is available basically to everybody.
Yeah.
But it's what you do with it.
True.
You can scroll the whole day
Yeah.
and laugh at people's jokes
Yeah.
the whole day, or be like Joseph,
Yeah.
who is particular in what they're looking for,
Yes.
and therein you find an opportunity.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, John.
Thank you.
Your contacts, where can somebody reach you?
So far, I'm on Instagram, goldenchef_KE.
Okay.
So far, that's the only contact I have. I'm still is it Gen X or millennial?
The one there.
Yes, that
Okay.
one. So, but eventually we'll be working on getting the YouTube page on
Okay.
soon.
But still, it's people can interact with you
Yes,
on
yes,
that
I'm
space.
so much available on
Excellent.
that space.
Excellent. Super. Thank you so much, John.
Thank you so much again, Zippy. It
It's
was a pleasure being on your show.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. And it's been an inspirational show.
Yeah.
I've also learned quite a bit, and hopefully we can do this again.
Definitely, I'll bring Joseph along.
Wonderful.
And
We are
Ibrahim.
looking forward to that one.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
So thank you, viewers. I'm sure you found this quite an interesting show. And we look forward to the next episode of Deeper Conversations. And until then, it's goodbye from us. Thank you.